Yeah, as of this afternoon, Art Briles not the offensive coordinator at Grambling. That is probably the biggest story of the day that is just being reported first by Pete Thamel, as well as The Athletic also reporting it as well. So we'll continue to follow that. Over the weekend, there was a lot of college basketball, a lot of high-level college basketball, almost basketball season for you West neighbors. As
getting there.
Auburn found a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory there at Tennessee, not putting anything away from what Tennessee did, and Auburn really got manhandled on the glass, and now they move forward. Here's a little bit of what Bruce Pearl had to say talking with the media earlier today.
Just real quick, looking back at Tennessee, 9 second-half turnovers, 19 second-chance points kind of was the difference. Man, we did a lot of good things in the game. Once again, on the road, had a chance. And kids really competed. And so obviously we're disappointed. But those were a couple of factors there. Get ready to play Mississippi State. The challenges, Mississippi State, Moenar was a first-team All-SEC guy. Garrison Brooks was preseason second team. Tolu Smith was one of the leading rebounders and one of the best front line players coming in. DJ Jeffries, a great transfer from Memphis. Moore for a transfer from NC State. It's good. It's a good roster, and it's a roster that everybody kind of thought could be, a roster that could make some noise this year. And in many ways, they have. They're 52 in the net, which puts them in that bubble range. And obviously, they're looking at this as an opportunity to help get them in a tournament because of the math that a game like this presents to them. They do a couple things that are really, really well. They're second in the league in field goal percentage, and they do a great job with their 2-point field goal percentage because they do a great job getting the ball to the rim and getting the ball inside. And probably the most alarming thing about them is that they score a very high percentage of their points from the foul line. They're 14th, I think, in the nation in free throws made, and they're 11th in the nation in free throws attempted. So they get the ball inside. They get it inside, and no question that foul trouble will be a challenge for us. And we have fouled too much in league play. Teams are scoring 24% of their points against us at the foul line. And so it's great to be able to block shots and be aggressive defensively, but we've got to be able to do it, without fouling. And then ourselves, we've got to be able to do a better job of getting ourselves to the foul line. So that's a challenge against Mississippi State. They shoot it so well from two. They got a great post-up game. They got guys can really get downhill. They don't shoot it well from three, and that would be their one offensive weakness. But neither do we. Questions?
That is the opening comments there from Bruce Pearl earlier today as Auburn looks to bounce back after a win. I went back and watched that game, Wes, and it was a tight whistle there in Knoxville, and I think we're going to see more of that moving forward as Auburn held the lead.
You got to adjust whatever it is. I mean, that's part of basketball. You have to adjust whatever it is.
Jabari Smith's 4-point play with a minute to go, that was awfully impressive.
I didn't watch any of the game, to be honest with you, so I haven't even seen the highlights of that game. There's a lot of basketball, and I missed it all on Saturday, so it was. I saw the highlights of part of it, and it's just going on the road. I watched it when Alabama played Auburn at Auburn. I commented on it. it's hard to win on the road in the SEC. And if they're going to call a bunch of touch fouls, then it's hard, really hard, because the crowd adds to the touch, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you start blowing a whistle because of crowd noise, you're in trouble. And I've seen that happen. Now, again, I said it then, Alabama's not beaten the way Auburn played. Auburn had Auburn either way, but I thought it would have been a closer game. Anyway, but you see it on the road on all these games. You just notice that the home team gets that's why it's hard to win on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that that there are 5 legitimate teams, I think, that could make the Sweet 16, have the ability to make the Sweet 16 out of the Southeastern Conference. Now, you think Kentucky and Auburn, with the being number 1 or number 2 seeds, however it shakes out for either one of them, that they'll have the better chance out of all of them. But I think the others could make it. I think you legitimately could have 25% of the Sweet 16 be the Southeastern Conference based on how they draw.
That'd be something. That would be really impressive if that were the case there, as Alabama looked awfully good over the weekend. And listen, it was a home game. It was South Carolina, but you still have to take care of business. And I thought Alabama played their most complete game of the year. And I'll put it right up there with Gonzaga, of just how well they played offensively and defensively over the weekend. Lenardi still has Bama right now, a 5 seed. Overall, Joe Lenardi has 9 Big Ten teams currently in his bracket, 7 from the Big East. And Villanova is starting to crank it up again, so be on the lookout for the Wildcats. 6 SEC teams and 6 Big 12 teams is how the breakdown shapes up there for Joe Lenardi. So teams on the bubble include, let's see here, the next 4 out would be Florida, Virginia, St. Bonaventure, and Oregon. Your last 4 in right now are Loyola Chicago, San Francisco, Indiana, and Memphis. And, boy, that Memphis team is just so talented. And we saw how much talent they had back in December against Alabama.
Tell them is that they either play like the best team in the country for 1 minute and they'll be the worst team for 5 minutes. I mean, I've watched them 2 or 3 times since then, and they're a box of chocolates.
Yeah, it's a heck of a yo-yo. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think they play with the same intensity as these other teams play. I think they haven't found that yet.
If you'd like to be part of the program, you can do so on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Getting more reports now about Art Briles, according now to The Athletic, as well as who first reported this. That'd be Brandon Marcello, as well as Chris Vanini. He is also from The Athletic. Art Briles has actually resigned from his post as offensive coordinator at Grambling.
I'm going to read something. It's
issuing a statement as well.
Very, very bothersome to me. And unless there's some new information I don't know about, again. But it doesn't seem to be. What I read something that is I'm going to see if I can find it.
Well, while you do that, his statement said, "Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the coaching staff at Grambling State University. Unfortunately, I feel that my continued presence will be a distraction to you and your team, which is the last thing I want. I have the utmost respect for the university and your players, Art."
What I was reading, who was the Super Bowl quarterback?
You talking about Doug Williams.
Doug Williams says, "I've never met him, but this brings a bad light to Grambling football." Well, I mean, you've never met him. What are you judging a man you haven't met? Off what are you judging? In the report, it talks about how the school had a problem and some football players. And I've read where the football players, basically a lady went to said she was sexually assaulted by a player.
Mm-hmm.
Went to his strength coach to tell him about it.
Yeah.
The strength coach never told anybody. Didn't tell the head coach. But it should have been reported to the police by both the girl and the strength coach. But the strength coach didn't see any validity in it, I guess. So there you go. And somehow Art Briles took the whole fall for the university.
Yeah.
Now, there might be more to this story. I haven't read it, and I've asked. We talked to a former TCU graduate.
Baylor graduate.
Baylor graduate. And listen, I don't think that blaming third parties for things other people do is the way what we're supposed to be doing. Art Briles was never charged with anything. Right?
No. John McClain is who we talked with.
Yes. Who's a writer for the Houston Chronicle.
Yeah, has been covering the NFL for 4 decades.
One of the most respected writers in the nation. Anyway,
proud Baylor grad.
Yes, and loves his school. And if Art Briles had done anything to hurt it, he would say.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just can't believe that. And you read what was said, and then Hugh Jackson has a some kind of charity that helps and for people who've been
sexually
assaulted. He has and now they're attacking that. That's probably, I mean, they've gone back and looked at one record 1 year and they didn't give but this much. I mean, God, people are something else.
So,
and sexual assault is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Art Briles was never charged with sexual assault. Nobody ever even said he ever did.
No.
That's what I don't get.
So, again, at least following this story for the longest time, and then we're going back to, gosh, when did this first get reported? This was the 2016.
Yeah, he hadn't coached since 2016, but it was reported before that.
Yes.
And some of it was years before. So
2012 was the alleged first incident on his football team there at Baylor. But, I mean, it's... Is he worthy of another opportunity? I think so. But, I mean, it's obviously not your call or my call. But it is, again, being reported that Art Briles out as the offensive coordinator position there at Grambling State. So that is out there as we're live here at Woody Anderson Ford. Always good to be here on campus, and it's the service department is off to our right, and the showroom here. If you've not been to the new showroom, you need to come on in and check out the Ramblin' Wreck.
I'm getting a story where one of the people that accused one of the young ladies at Baylor that accused a Baylor football player that absolutely did nothing, and in court said she lied.
Yeah, there have been, I want to say, of the trials, I want to say what I've read in the past is that 3 were immediately dismissed. There has been a couple of convictions.
Well, one of them was absolutely legit, but had nothing to do with Art Briles.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just I will never forget reading that, thinking this guy is taking the fall for the whole university. Anyway, so I hate that that Art Briles didn't get a second chance, well, somebody tried to give it to him, but
yeah,
other people were. That's when, if you hire Hugh Jackson to do a job, let Hugh Jackson do the job. That's what I tell you.
He was trying to hire the best person he thought that could help his football team.
No question.
And Art Briles
is a great football coach.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at what he did on the field.
Yeah, they won back-to-back.
At Baylor.
At Baylor. Never been done. Win one, but so it's back-to-back. So, yeah. And he changed the way football's played. A lot of people are still running his system.
Yep.
Including Arkansas. So
yep, that's right.
Son.
Yep, Kendall.
Right.
256-576-4977. That is the number to be a part of the program. So we played already a little bit from Bruce Pearl today. Bruce Pearl from over the weekend. He was not too thrilled with his team and how they performed on the road against a team that he used to coach, someone who was given another opportunity. I realized very different circumstances surrounding it, but Bruce Pearl did own up and said that he did lie to the NCAA, but he is someone who's been given another opportunity, and here's what Coach Pearl had to say after the loss at Tennessee.
No excuses on the rebounding. We talked before the game that the team that played more physically and with greater effort and energy would win the game. And their guards and their player, they were quicker to the ball than we were. And that was a real problem for us chasing those 50-50 balls. They got 20 more possessions than we did. It's hard to win a game when you give an opponent that many more possessions.
That is Bruce Pearl from over the weekend, and a lot of ranked basketball teams went down, including number one.
Final seconds are going to tick off the clock here. Strother, that one's going to ricochet out of bounds. What a night for the Gales. They got stuff being thrown on the floor. This thing's over. Back down the hatches in Moraga. Holy smokes. Our broadcast table is out on the court right now. Oh my goodness. What a win for the Gales. They take down number one on an historic night in college basketball.
So that was the ending audio-wise. That was the television broadcast on ESPN. It was a St. Mary's game at home as they downed Gonzaga. But you could see the table. They were mentioning it was moved out to the center, almost where you jumped the ball at in the center of the court. That was, that was something. A lot of folks excited there in the WCC.
Wasn't a whole big surprise though. St.
They're a top 25 basketball team.
And
So that is what went on over the weekend, is upset weekend, if you could moniker it that. But a big tip of the hat as well to the UAH Chargers as they took care of business. They had to win their final 3 games last week in order to host a quarterfinal game tomorrow, and that's exactly what they did. As they beat Valdosta State, they beat Mississippi College, and then on Saturday they beat Delta State, and now UAH, with 11 freshmen on their roster, will play host to 5-seed West Georgia, a team that they've played twice during the regular season and won both times. But it is a home game where the Chargers are 14-1 at home. But I think the great unknown is how a young team will perform in tournament time. And it's a good start, the fact that it is a home game for the Chargers, as they've played awfully well at home, but nonetheless, it's tournament time. You don't know how kids are going to react to tournament time, and we'll see.
And when the tournament starts, everybody's record goes back to 0.
Yep.
Right?
That's right. Chargers win tomorrow, then they will advance to the semifinals in the Gulf South Conference, which will be on Saturday down on the campus of Samford University down in Birmingham. Bama Bino is on line 1. You can call in, too, at 256-576-4977. How are you, Bama Bino?
I'm doing great. I just want to see how my buddies is doing.
Doing well. Setting up shop here at Woody Anderson Ford. All is good.
That's where that pretty Bronco come from, wasn't it, Wes?
That's right.
I got to see it, man. I got to see it. What color is it?
They call it Area 51. It's the color.
Oh,
What color is that?
okay.
It's like a gray.
That's orange, ain't it? Oh,
No,
really?
that's not. No, that's they have an orange one, but I decided against
I don't
that
see you getting an orange Bronco, an
I don't
orange anything,
I got-
unless you're going deer hunting.
one. No,
But anyway, we got around the Jackson County. We're going to be in Birmingham. Skyline's already been, and y'all have probably talked about it. Drew and Scott talked about it in this morning. Of course, my cousin, Boyle Cole Milligan, he's still hanging in there with Plainview.
Good.
This is his senior year. His brother, was the one I was telling you, shot the 2-pointer and the 3-pointer in one state, 2 years in a row. But
I did see that the 1A championship is an all North Alabama final between
Right.
Decatur Heritage and Covenant Christian. So we will at least get one map up here in North Alabama, bare minimum.
I hadn't played it.
No, they will play coming up on Thursday for the championship. The semifinals were today in 1A.
Semifinals were okay. So Skyline and Decatur Heritage won.
Mm.
Okay,
So they have all
okay.
moved on to the finals. Yeah, it's
Okay. Yeah.
Final Four play early in the week and then championship later on in the week.
I've got friends with kids at section and Pisgah Bowl, and then of course Plainview's boys and girls are in the semifinals. So that's first time anybody from our county had girls and boys go to Birmingham the same year.
Nice.
Probably has happened to other places, but personally locally. But of course, Osborne's won it last year in football and basketball. But anyway, we just all North Alabama team's good luck, and I just wanted to holler at my 2 buddies there.
Thank you, Bama Bino.
Thank you, Bama.
Always good to hear from you. Wes was reading up on Pistol Pete Maravich.
Yeah, he would average to what 57 points a game
If there was a 3-point
If
line,
there was a 3-point line, unbelievable.
if you set that as the over-under, I may go over.
Really?
Yeah, he was lethal.
Yeah, I know, but they would have guarded him different too, right?
Today, yeah.
Today.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But
But he could have scored more. Who knows?
Yep. So, fun to look at on what could be. We are live here at Woody Anderson Ford. Phone lines open to you. Just a 1-hour extravaganza here today as we head up to Hey Coach coming up at the top of the hour. Let's take our first time out, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We are
For 3, he'll hit it again.
Bills.
Drives in. Oh, mercy.
By
For the tie.
Bama.
Oh, my goodness.
Head coach Nate Oates and the Crimson Tide are ready to roll on the hardwood. Be a part of the journey on your home for Alabama basketball.
Your home of Alabama athletics is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
2 Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. 2 Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at 2maidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. 2 Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is your big game headquarters all fall long. And with our new fall features, every day is game day at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Try our pregame starters, including our homemade onion strings, always fresh hot lips, and our all-new Buffalo Dip and Chicken appetizer. Our main events include incredible chicken, fish, and shrimp selections, always featuring local Alabama Gulf seafood. And don't forget our Sunday Blitz, 11 to 6. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Electric cars are coming faster than you think, and that's why we're bringing SEMA Connect to Alabama.
Our team educates you and helps provide a long-term plan for your business. Where to put them, how to get them there, how to pay for them, tax incentives, service, and monitoring. We take care of everything.
Doing the right thing means bringing EV car chargers to Alabama. Let us help you with your EV charging plan.
Hello listeners, I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well to try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyandersonford.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Back here on campus at Woody Anderson Ford. Phone lines open to you at 256-576-4977, along with Wes Neighbors. Steve Moulton here with you. Final day of the month of February, and when you crank up the month of March, it is not only basketball season per Wes, but it is also gearing up for spring practice as well, and some news out of the capstone. You tell me, is this a big deal or not, Wes Neighbors, as half of the dynamic duo down in Tuscaloosa is leaving for the NFL. Dr. Matt Ray is joining the New Orleans Saints in a capacity as he was the director of sports science at the University of Alabama. This first reported by Josh Pate. Is this a big deal?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Of course, the duo came in following the departure of Scott Cochran down in Tuscaloosa. And
again, I don't know.
Well, I would assume it's
a very interesting question. I'm sure we'll find out in the coming days. My whole thing has always been, those two guys set up really came up with a system most people were trying to go to.
Mm-hmm. Dr. David Ballou and Dr. Matt Ray.
Yeah, and so they went to Indiana. Look what they did at Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Came to Alabama, win a national championship the first year. everybody looks like they're in better shape, thinks like they're doing things the smart way. But I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
I would assume it's
I
not as big of a deal as it would have been in the first couple of years because you're implementing the system.
I just remember when Cochran left.
Yep.
And you were over like a puffer fish because Georgia had taken them. Everybody thought that was a big deal.
Well, no. I mean, how many pieces have left Tuscaloosa and the one guy is still there?
But I wish we could go back to the tapes of that day and listen to the Georgia people. I believe Cochran was asked to leave. Now, at the time, I was shocked. So I don't think this guy was asked to leave. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying you just never know, and I never know what's good or what's bad. You can never tell. Only time tells that answer.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, so many pieces go and leave, and you'll look back and say, "Oh, man, when we lost him, things changed."
I think we're going to utter that sentence when you know who.
Well, I know
leaves.
that. There's no question about that. I was talking to somebody about that today. But you look at, I don't think Alabama's defense. Now, I don't think it's as dire as maybe Drew DeArmond thinks. But I don't think the defense has been the same since
Pruitt
left.
And there's no way Pruitt's coming back until that resolution is solved with Tennessee.
He's not coming back, no question. I'll never say never, but. And I like to think Wesley had little to do with it too. They just everybody worked so good together. So, but you look at, to me, I think Pruitt had, years of being under Coach Saban and using that system and really had a simpler way to do the defense, I think, to call it and run it. And I think they've somewhat, but you still got to have Coach Saban get the Jimmies and Joes and put them in a middle state where nobody else could do it. So that's the hardest thing to do. Right.
Yeah. So at least Dr. Matt Ray is leaving to be with the New Orleans Saints as they kind of overhaul everything down there in New Orleans.
He's got to build some players down there.
Yes,
he's got to become Dr. Frankenstein.
They start with a quarterback.
Yeah, they're $74 million over the salary cap. Just start now, and that's
that'll make you want to retire, won't it?
They don't have that,
Mr. Sean Payton.
Yeah, and I don't believe the quarterback. What's his name from Florida State? Jameis. He's not even. That's not even counting him.
I know.
There's no way they're going to re-sign him. What are they going to do?
I wonder what that is in crab legs.
It's a lot of crab legs. He's earned a lot of crab legs. He's been a lot better than I thought he would be.
Yeah.
It's just his discipline level that I think, and I'm hoping, that 1 year, he had just 1 year under Drew Brees. And I think that helped him tremendously. Because you watch the discipline of one of the greatest players ever to play, right? A Super Bowl winner. The guy that had to produce every year in, year out, game in, game out, and the work that it entailed. And then you kind of get that, turning the ball over is the worst thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And
had 14 touchdowns and 3 picks last year.
He was playing good.
His last year with Tampa Bay was 33 touchdowns and 30 picks.
Yeah, and he got hurt against Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
On a freak, just one of the freak plays. But that happened in the NFL. It happened every game.
He has lasted longer than I thought he was going to last.
Oh, I would have never drafted him. So what I've noticed is the guys that are in trouble none of them, they always seem to be the same guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be drafting anybody that was in any trouble. If I was going to pay a guy money,
there
are too many great athletes out there to do that. And what I know now that I wish I could understand better is the guys that work the hardest play the longest.
Yeah. I mean, really, if you go back to that, I want to say the 2015 NFL draft and take a look at that quarterback draft of 2015, there is a lot of guys of this is why when I see no quarterbacks being taken in the top 10, I'm just not buying it, because that was the Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota draft that went 1 and 2. And Mariota, I still believe, with the Raiders, I think. Not 100% positive on that.
I think he just got released by the Raiders.
Well, tomorrow is a big money day. I think is it tomorrow or the 5th? I can't remember which, but I know it's early in the month of March, where all you have to do is stay on the roster and you get your money there for the off season there. So yeah, there was a lot of people that were in love with Marcus Mariota in that draft. Of course, he was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Well, I mean, he went to a place where
Oregon.
They didn't. Yeah, but I'm talking about he went to the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have a offensive lineman.
Yeah.
So I mean, then he ended up getting hurt. So I'm making an excuse for him. Maybe he didn't work as hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
That he should. Maybe I don't know.
Trevor Siemian was in that quarterback draft class, along with Bryce Petty, the quarterback from Baylor, who went to the Jets in that draft.
Where quarterbacks go to die.
And Garrett Grayson, quarterback from Colorado State, and Sean Manin, the quarterback from Oregon State. But who would have thought right after Jameis Winston, the guy who'd be lasting the longest is Trevor Siemian. I mean, that was the 7th-round pick.
That's the way it works out.
Just never know.
That's because he hadn't played enough. That's the worst thing you do is have to play in a real game. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You holding that clipboard making that good money, nobody can even hit you in practice. I mean, there's some quarterbacks haven't been hit in 2 or 3 years. Worst thing that happened to you is have to go in.
Yep. Arizona Jay is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. What do you say, Arizona Jay?
I hear regulating and roller skating, wishing I could make me some clipboard money right now, but that's a pipe dream.
That clipboard money is hard to beat.
Hey, you can't beat that clipboard money. Hey, you got a real money clip, not a fake.
Every time I think of clipboard money, I think of the guy at the Dolphins.
Don Strock?
Don Strock, who held that.
Do you really?
Yeah, because he's making like the equivalent of $4 million a year. I mean, it's about $400,000 to $500,000 a year.
He was the backup quarterback forever.
Yeah, for 10 years. I used to go to their practices, and he'd be in there smoking a cigarette, drinking beer after practice. I mean, he didn't do anything.
I compare the clipboard money guy to I don't know if you ever seen Rick James concert, but he got one guy on stage. All he do is walk around stage and beat 2 sticks together the whole concert. He paid to put 2 sticks together.
Oh, that's
He was like the guy from the time. They just sit there and hold the mirror up for the guy. Right? I wanted that job.
You talking about Jerome.
Jerome. Yeah.
Jerome, give me a mirror.
Give me a mirror. Yeah, I wanted to be Jerome.
Hey, but I heard that thing. I heard what you were saying about Art Browse, man. And you know what? I was actually, when I heard the hire, I was like, you know what? That might be a really good thing. But, like,
the tack dogs came after him. And it's like the invisible tack. I mean, I quoted one guy. But when they start talking about Hugh Jackson's charity and attacking it because he hired Art Browse, Art Browse made somebody mad, and I'm not sure who.
You made a lot of people mad.
But you look at what he was looking. There's one. It was the whole university is having sexual assault. It's a Baptist school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is about the schooling. And, like, I can't believe Doug Williams threw him under the bus like that.
But I can't either. I was shocked about that.
you're supposed to go to the medium like, hey, we're the school of second chance. People deserve that. But now you look like we're the school that throws people under the bus. And it's kind of like, damn. But I think probably our Browns is probably like, all right, here we go again. No, I'm not going through this media, fiasco again. But, I mean, it's kind of like, dang, like the way you just throw the guy under the bus. And like you say, you got the shadow haters, out there that's just, I don't know. It's like witchcraft, magic tricks or whatever, like to ruin the guy's life or whatever. But
it reminds me of what happened at Tennessee when they hired the coach and everybody went bonko crazy, and really I think he'd been a good coach there.
Right? What just happened at Auburn?
Well, yeah. That's not a bad analogy. You're right. I mean, it's just you can't. There's no reason.
You talking about Shiano?
You will never ever get a quote from me like that where you attack. If I did, I'd come out and apologize publicly, and that's exactly what I think that quarterback should do. Come out and apologize publicly for attacking somebody he knows never met. I don't know the man. Well, then
I don't know the man, but
that had been handled from the get-go.
Well, it should have been one of those. Hey, mind your business. This isn't Baylor. I mean, it's like, come on, man. You're a whole university. You can stand, like what they call it. Stand tall. I mean, you're a university. Stand tall. What are you worried about?
I don't think sexual assaults were going to go up because they hired Art Briles. Art Briles wasn't the problem at Baylor. It was the culture that was the problem, not Art Briles. I mean, they weren't reporting things they shouldn't have been. The university wasn't reporting things they should have been, as a whole. And they had people that accused the university through the football athletic department.
Bottom line is, if you see a crime, report it to the police.
Yeah, but not only that, Steve. A lot of these people admitted they were lying in court. And a lot of them were dropped before they ever got to court.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like Art Briles got the sexual assault COVID, and he's going to come on campus and it's going to start spreading. Wear your mask, whatever.
And he seems like a good guy. I've never met the man. I've just read a lot about it, trying to see why what I read is kind of when you can read what's really happening between the lines of what the university was doing and what was happening on the university and the faults of the university.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of Art Briles was the fall guy, and apparently still is.
He's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, and and again, I'm waiting. I'm sure that's people know more than me about the bill, and I'd like to hear it if they do, because every time this comes up, nothing's ever given an example of what he did. You go an example of what he did. The university was having, were not reporting their sexual assaults, and there were 2 or 3 on the football team.
It's just how society is. They want their red meat and bone gristle and something to gnaw on or whatever. And like I said, our Browns was just basically the low hanging fruit, and it's really kind of cowardly because you got what is called like wolf pack haters or group haters. It's like, oh, this guy's cool to hate on. You hating on him too? Okay, let's kind of hate on him. And that's just basically what happened to our Browns. But I don't know how. I'm not like recusing them of anything because I really don't even know. Well,
again, I can know just what I've read, and what I've read, there was a lot wrong at the university. And I'm glad they fixed it. But to me, the problem was not Art Briles.
Thank you, Arizona Jay. We're right up against our final break. Incidentally, Don Strock played with the Miami Dolphins from 1973 to 1987 and ended his last 2 stops were in Cleveland in 1988 and with the Colts in 1989.
That's because he held out. He had a clipboard job, and you hold out? You're the third-string quarterback. He held out. I'll never forget it.
I'm going to look it up. Career salary for Don Strock.
He's making $400,000.
We'll have that for you.
That was a long time ago.
Well, we'll have that for you on the other side as we wrap up here from Woody Anderson Ford on the other side.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. We're still a place to call for your insulation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficient systems.
Garage Door Company, I did my homework. I needed precision overhead garage door service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked the reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folk, take care of it.
The most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help, whether it's personally